Hey, thank you for watching this video. And within this video, I want to show you how to use an AI agent and how to delegate some of routine tasks to an AI agent and how these AI agents are working, as this is one of the trending topics these days. So it may help you or your organization to bring in some of these routine tasks and give it to an AI agent. So for processing this, we need a chat model. So there are like so many chat models out there, uh, GPT models, Gemini, and these Crocs, and select one of them, which is being supported by n8n. So n8n is actually the framework or the tool that I will be using for handling this AI agent. So initially, you need a chat box to be able to send your commands and run your processes through that, to be able to talk with an AI agent brain or mastermind. Just please click on this ad. So after you're creating your account on n8n, you need to create a project. I already did. I created the project in under my personal, and I named it my project. And you can name it anything you want. And then click on this add first step, and from this select on chat message. Click this one. There is some settings. Just leave it as it is. So you have your first layer of the model. So if you click on this, you can see a chat box is open here that you can communicate with it. But because this is only an input layer, there is nothing else connected yet, so it doesn't work properly. So I will hide it at the moment. I add my AI agent. So I'm clicking on this plus button here, opening this sidebar menu, and then from the Advanced AI, pick my AI agent. So this is also, at the moment, we are leaving this way. So later we will see how we can add, for example, system messages to this mastermind or to the brain of this agent. So I will leave it this way, and by clicking outside of this pop-up, I will go back to the workflow. So as you see now, the brain of the workflow is added. So we need to add some more nodes to be able, that the system is working. So if now I click on the chat model, open the chat, and I say, for example, hello, and send it, then it asks me for one of these sub nodes, I had to connect a chat model, as I already mentioned. So AI agent is so n8n is supporting a number of these models. For example, from this list, you can find some of the familiar ones. For example, you see Grok, DeepSeek, which is one of these trending top models these days. You see even OpenAI. So for us, we will use OpenAI for this example or for this tutorial. I will click this. It asks me for an API key, so I need to click on this create new credential. So it asks me for the API key. So you need to have an API key from the model that you're using. So for example, now that I'm using OpenAI, on my OpenAI settings section, after I logged into the platform openai.com settings organization API key here, I can generate a new secret key. I can name it anything I want. So I can name it n8n key or test key. Sorry, key. And then I will put it into this default project. So when I can create the key, so I will copy the key, and then I will go back to the n8n, and then I paste it there. After pressing save, if you see a green message here, this means that now this node, which is called OpenAI's or chat model node, is now connected to your API key. So back to here, you can see the key is connected, but it is never used. So let's see in n8n, back to this. So one thing that you should know, OpenAI is providing a number of models. You can select either of these models from the list. So uh, I will go with this GPT-4 or Mini, which is the minified version. I can say which is the minified version of GPT. And I go back. So as you see, now my chat model is also connected to the workflow. And if I now go here and say hello, and as you see, all of these to connect the steps are working, and I receive an answer from ChatGPT, and and it asks for the question. So let's talk with him. So I need to know what is n8n, and then it gives you like this an answer. So one of the issue that this workflow to now has is like it doesn't have like a memory. So for example, let's say as your reference, my name is Rafi and I am a developer. So it says, nice to meet you, Rafi. Now, if I ask it like, who am I? It says I'm unable to determine. So this means like there is no memory because I just say who am I and ask the question. So let's add a memory. If you see here, like there is another node called memory. So there are a number of memories. I will go with this window buffer memory, which is the easiest one. Also, it is somehow recommended by n8n. So here I can say like, please remember at least 15 last messages that we have like we talked between us. So the memory is a little like the context or the length of memory will be longer. So then again, as you see, like this node also included to the workflow. So let's start with him. So again, I will say the same thing, or I can say, oh, I can copy this same message and I will send it. So and now I will ask another question, for example, and then I want to ask him who am I because I just want to see if it can remember if the threads are getting longer. So how can I add, for example, a chat model in n8n? So it will start again working. And as you see, it gives me a walkthrough on how to do this. And when you can talk with your own language, which mine is Farsi, so I can ask Salam Cheturi, which means hello, how are you? And if I send the message, it answers in my own language. Or so as you see, like the chat model is like working properly, and there is a memory. So now I will ask it, who am I? And I'm asking this question again. It says, you referred to yourself as Rafi and you mentioned that you're a developer. So this means like now this memory node that we added together, it is working properly. So now let's see some more options that is providing by AI agent. So here is another node called tool. Inside the tool, I'm able like to connect some tools to this brain or to this AI agent. So suppose that, so let's click on this and see some of these tools here. As you see, so many of these famous tools already added into this list. So I know some of them, so you may know some of them also. Please have a look. For example, I see this Gmail tool, which I want to give you an example for this. So if I add this, I can connect like an email to my model to be able to communicate and send emails to some users. So first I need to connect it to an email account. If I click on this, by clicking on this sign in with Google, I can pick. So unfortunately, you cannot see this pop-up, which is provided by Gmail, because like the screen is sharing partially for recording. So on this pop-up, I have a list of all current logged in email. I will pick one of this email. So if my email is, it asks me for some permissions, I give the permissions, and then I will continue. If I so I connected successfully, as you see the message already here. So my account is connected. So now I will leave this section as it is. So I want to be able to send, the result should be messages. I want to, the operation should be sent. Now to whom I want to send this email. So I can add, for example, to X at y.com, but so this is not that much logical because you are trying to use like an AI model. So why not using some AI like Tails? AI expressions. So as you see, there is this this tab here. They call that expression. That within this expression, you can ask the Chat GPT to select email from this conversation that I'm sending you. So if you go with these two brackets and a dollar sign, you will see some of these methods and functions which is provided by n8n, which among these all I want to use um, from AI, this one. So, and I want to ask if you see recipient email, for example, then this is something that it can, like as an AI model, it can find from these message that I sent into the chat box. So I will copy the same message and so I need it because for the subject. So even the subject, I want to be something called email subject, for example, so it can understand from the text that I want to be sent as an email. The email type should be text. I don't want to send an HTML text. And for the message, because this is the body of the email, so I can say, please go with email body maybe. Yeah, email body. So as you see, everything I need for this email is created. Let's go here. And now we can say, so let's clear the chat. And this time we can say, please send an email to hello Rafi Haidari at gmail.com and uh, ask him to give us a short walkthrough on how to use an AI agent. I'm sending this chat. As you see, it starts working. All the notes are working, and then it says the email has been sent to this Rafi, and as you may hear the notification of my phone. So I should receive an email. If I come here and I do a refresh, as you see from this guy which is connected to this chat boy, I have received an email. It says request for walkthrough on AI agent usage, and this is the email. And yeah, you see the email comes from n8n and there is no signature. So let's do some optimization and make it better. So get back to the workflow. So one thing that you should remember is like you can make these messages much better. For example, as earlier I told you, we can come back to this. As you see, you can have some system messages. For example, I can say, please always include Rafi Haidari as signature of my email, as signature of the email you send out. So, so this is a very basic system message, but it can be like complex. So many requirements you can have. For example, you can always ask for information when you're sending email. So these are some system message, very simple system messages that should be, it can be even expressions. Is it now fixed? But even you can do this by AI. So as you see, I already asked like for a uh, system message, which is like already covered everything I need here. So for example, uh, I need like the signature to be this way. For example, how how it should understand the request from the user when trying to send these emails. Like the email should look professional, and everything else should already like as a text created by ChatGPT for me. I just can. So one thing even here, so that I want to now add is even some this port is also included. Let's before adding this into to the to this system message, let's see one of really good other features of the n8n. So we can add another layer as a tool here, which is going to be like I don't want to send for one person. or sometimes I may not know the email, but I know the names. So I created a short list of these users for myself. As you see, for example, these guys are some people that I know and I want to send email, and I know the name, but I don't know the emails. So the list can be longer. So if I come back here, I just want to connect this contact list to this AI agent. So this time I would go with Sheet, and I pick Google Sheet this time. And from the credentials, again, I need to connect to my email account. I will connect it to the same email account like earlier. It asked me some question regarding the permissions. I give the permission, and once I get back, it will be connected. So when it is connected, everything is automatically. So from the resources, I want this to be a sheet within the document, and here which I have to say which file, because there is some file into the list. So as you see, the name of this file is contact list. So I will pick contact list, and when I'm selecting this contact list, I should say which sheet of this contact list. As I have only one sheet, I will pick sheet one, and that's it. So if I go back, you see like this layer as Google Sheet is also connected. So now that it is connected to this model, let's make it a little like the email professional. For example, this time I would say uh, the same message. I will copy this, but I would say not to this email. I would say to Rafi Aidari. And I should say, please select contact list sheet as reference. So let's see if it works. I will send. So as you see, like again, it says an email has been sent to Rafi, although I didn't ask like which email. It can pick the right email from the Google Sheet. If I again go back to the my email, and this time again I received an email almost with similar message, and this time it it added the this signature. So for make this much better and to be accurate, I always recommend you to have some like system messages. I will copy this system message and I will go back to the AI agent, and I can add it here to this. So if you go back, this time I will say send an email, sorry, an email to Chase Aideri, which is also inside this contact list. Let's check it together. This guy, and I will say, please finalize the UI UX task today or delegate it to someone else. And so let's see if it starts working. All the notes work successfully, and the email has been sent to Chase, and yes. And now if we go to this source, you see 3 of last emails that we have sent is already listed here, and this is the last one that we have sent to Chase, and you can check. I hope this message finds you well. Please finalize the UX state or delegate to someone else, and exactly the same message. But I can ask like to write like an email within this context. So sorry, my laptop battery is dying. I need to recharge it. One thing that you should remember, n8n is like providing these tools as an open source, and it is available on their websites. So if you open docs.n8n.io, you can see the documentation, how you can install on your local machine and how you can use it. So, and even you can like install an AI model locally on your machine and connect these two local tools together and use it. So how you can install a local AI? So I recommend Olama, which is one of these open source tools out there, and they are providing access to all open source AI models like Llama 3, and all of the others, which I don't remember at the moment. Look, I hope the video is good for you. If you have any question, please ask your questions under the comments of this video. And if you want me like to install Olama locally and also install n8n locally and how to use it in your project, please let me know. So if I receive some messages, definitely I will create this video how you can do locally this. Thank you so much that you continue till the end of this video and watched every single minute and every single frames. And I'm really happy to have you there. And I wish you a long life that's full of joy and happiness. Goodbye.